When you start treating your stock like a bond, then you respect your money. When you put money into a stock and you say, you know what, I enjoy this company, I enjoy where this is going, I believe in it, there's magnificent leadership, there's a structure, there's a plan, the competition is minimal or it's greater, and you know you're battling. Whatever the projected plan is, when you can treat your stock like bonds, then you know mentally you're secure, you're okay. And that's what I'm doing. I'm treating my GameStop shares like a bond, and I'm going to myself, I know what value I'm going to get out of this. My value is 6 figures, not because I'm talking about manipulation, not anything. I'm talking about sheer market cap, value, and the amount of shares available. Oh, you're crazy, Rant. There's no way it's going to be worth $3 trillion. Really? 30 years ago, the highest market cap out there was $100 billion. Some Japanese banks. $100 billion 30 years ago. Today, none of the companies in the top 20 of 1989 even exist on this market in the top 20. None. Go look at the top 20 market caps of 1989 and you won't see it today. None of them, because nobody knows where we're headed. Nobody knows about smartphones. Nobody knows about Facebook. Nobody knew about any of this stuff 20, 30 years ago. Just like right now. Just like I can go back to 2000, guys. What investment were you going to make in 2000 that you're going to feel comfortable with today? What? What would have it been? You didn't know about Samsung. You didn't know that Apple was going to have this revolution of an iPod to iPhone to iPad to home PC again, to cell phone, to taking over the world. You didn't know all of that. Now vehicles, they're building cars. There are things that we don't know. There are things where we're early, and I get that. Right now, NFT marketplace looks scary to the boomer. NFT, anything looks like it's FUD, like it's a fad. You know, they said that about the internet too. They said the internet was a fad. Who wanted to go ahead and get a disc, upload, and sign into America Online? It's only an online thing. It's only for the rich. It's only for people that actually have excess, that have, the privilege, that have a computer. And then I remember my dad working 2 jobs, my mom working 2 jobs, coming through, and guess what they showed up with? A damn Packard Bell computer that took forever to load, but I had one. And I was like, man, this is awesome. We have a computer, and we're broke, and we have a computer. Now look around you. Now people, families are surrounding themselves with $5,000 worth of cell phones, still get computers, still get PlayStation 5s. They have all the luxuries in life. Cars full of gas, electric vehicles, you name it. They have money for everything now. We couldn't fathom what it was. Now you're looking at NFTs, living in a metaverse. Nobody can explain it. I don't need to explain it. I'm just letting you know it's the future. And if it's the future and if it's a fad, let me run out with it. Let me burn out with it. I'm willing to take that risk because I understand who I'm following. I know what money I'm following. I believe in these guys because the backup is the e-commerce platform. The backup is the actual brick and mortar structure of the company that I still agree with, that's still being productive, that's still making money. That's why I'm in GameStop, guys. It still makes money. They owe zero. They have no senior notes. They owe nobody money. Can you imagine going to a company that has $1.7 billion cash, another $500 million in revolving credit, 350 new hires, 2 new distribution centers, a new call center, over 1,000 new employees that they've hired total. This company is revolutionizing, pivoting, changing. Can you imagine being invested in that company and then someone saying, oh, it's going to bankrupt? What the hell? I read the article, Yahoo. Yahoo Finance said GameStop has a $300 million burn this last quarter. They missed projections. What did they miss projections on? On becoming cash flow, right? Positive? FCF positive matters to a company that's established, not a company that's still grinding and transitioning. So I don't believe in that whatsoever. We're still building our infrastructure. And now that it's being built 1 year, 2 years in, come on. Ryan Cohen's been on the job since June, officially voted in board of directors in June. So from June to now, that's 6 months. And we're judging? We're judging GameStop? You're crazy, man. How about you just invest the best way you know how? Keep your mouth shut. I mean, that's the best way I'm doing it. You know what? You know what's crazy, guys? This is the problem that I have with investing, period. And I'm going to get you to chat in the channel later. I'm ranting right now because I feel a certain way. Look at the stock all you want. Okay, look at GameStop. But I have a problem with everyone's way of thinking. Here's my problem. What is the upside? What is the upside for GameStop? No. Let me rephrase that. What is the upside for Ryan Cohen? Ryan Cohen's upside is making money based off of his investment. What is his downside? Losing the money he invested. millions. And I'm talking about 86 something million and additional millions and millions. You want to talk about cost opportunity? Yeah, opportunity cost is there for him as an investor being a billionaire. But he took his money and he put it in GameStop. He took a whole year out of his life so far and he's invested this way. So what could he lose? Everything. Everything. So he has everything to work for. Go look at that other company that people are investing with. Go look at that company. Their board of directors sold. The chairman of the board already sold. Everybody sold every single share. That is the difference. You see the downside of AMC, guys? You guys get this yet? That the upside of it is it becomes profitable. Retail makes money, but it's your money that they're managing. They're not managing their own money. You see, that's why I'm with GameStop, because I don't believe Ryan Cohen wants to lose $100 million. He's actually battling with his own funds. Like, that's my side. So the upside to it is he's going to make himself a billionaire, or two, he's going to wipe out and just not make it. Well, that's not possible because he's surrounded himself with some smart ass people, smarter than you and I, except are they? Because I mean, I'm pretty damn smart. I'm invested in GameStop. That makes me infinitely smarter than the next guy. That's the upside of GameStop, guys. And the downside is he could lose his own money. So that's where I'm baking. That's where I'm at. It's 100% on Ryan Cohen and his money and his investors, and that's it. But I've got plenty of years to go through with this. My price targets, my theory, like I'm never selling, right? Like they could literally give me a ridiculous price per share. And I just look at you and be like, I own the company. I want to own this company, so I don't want to sell. I don't need the money. That's the crazy part. I've invested enough money to where I don't need it. See, I've been living a year without it. I talked to my wife last night about this. My wife today texted me, said, hey, how are we doing our investment? I said, honey, we're fine. But if you want to put more, we can still keep putting more. No, we're fine for now. We're fine for now. At what point in what year do I put a cap on myself? I never will. I never will, because in 40 years, when it's still the company that I want it to be and it's still doing the things I want it to do, there was a company out there called FedMart back in the 70s. FedMart was big box retail. I'm so sorry. I'm all over. FedMart was out there, guys. FedMart had an employee. They had a guy named Saul Price, and then they had an employee by the name of, and that was the guy who actually was the leader of it all. And then they had an employee by the name of Jim Sinegal. And Jim Sinegal was this hot ass employee, man. He knew his thing. He knew his shit. He was great. And in the 70s, they were trying to come up with ways to save the consumer some money on retail and come up with an idea. So Saul Price went out and made Price Club. And he took over San Diego. And he took over Southern California. And he had an idea and he had a plan. You know what Jim Sinegal did? Jim Sinegal went up to Seattle and got with Jeff Rothman. And they got together, these two guys, and they developed Costco. They developed Costco in the Northwest, and they started on a tear for the next 10 years. Smart-ass dudes from 1983 all the way through. And I'm telling you guys that, and the reason why I'm telling you this is this. There are smart people out there that invest for lifetimes. Jim Sinegal and Jeff Jeff unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. But Jim Sinegal's worth north of $5 billion, $6 billion, $7 billion right now. His company is thriving. He invented Costco. He then, in turn, 12 years later, after inventing his company, bought out Price Club. He bought out his boss, guys. And that's Binks over there jumping around. No edits, no cuts. That's live stream. But he bought out his boss. And then he took over the country and he took over the world. Costco's huge, guys. Look at the price. It's undefeated. But my point to telling you this is this. 40 years ago is when they started doing business. 40 years ago is when they started making a plan towards this direction. I am dealing right now, Alan Adel, Ryan Cohen, Larry Chang, Lawrence Chang. I'm dealing with three guys that I want to roll with for the next 40 years. I'm a believer that way. There was Chewy first, and now there's GameStop. And GameStop has a bigger platform, more members, everything's better. And that's the revolution that I'm facing. I don't give a shit about this financial restructuring. I did initially. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I initially was like, man, I'm out to gut these shorters. And then I said, you know what? I'm okay. Let these dudes fall on their own sword, because they will. But I started thinking, I'm better than just 1 year. I'm better than just 5 years. I'm good for a lifetime here. So just like those guys, Jeff Rothman and Jim Sinegal and Saul Price, the whole Price family, everyone who invested into Costco, why wouldn't I do that with my GameStop? Why wouldn't I invest in these gentlemen that I believe in? It's no different. The philosophy stays the same because I'm never going to sell. You can offer me a ridiculous price and I'll never sell. I don't have a whistle. I don't have a buzzer. I don't have stop losses. I don't have anything to stop me from losing money on this play. Nothing. It can come all the way down. But remember, everything's cyclical and it will eventually get back to where it needs to be. Right now, we're cyclical month to month, quarter to quarter. People want to talk about where's it going to be next week? Where's it going to be next month? How is it going to go up? Morant, what's going on with Vaughn today? Where are we going to end this week? Stop asking me those questions, guys. I don't know and I don't care. I don't know and I don't care where GameStop ends. I don't. I believe in the company. I believe in the leadership. I believe in the direction. And you could tell me NFT anything, it's only worth $100 million. You know, that's all it's worth to the company. To you, because you haven't thought big enough. You haven't seen it. You can't tell me they knew the iPod was going to transform from the mini and the micros and all the other shit to an iPhone. And then an iPhone do everything it does today. You and I can't live without one. Go tell me right now, how far is your phone from you? I bet you it's within arm's reach, or I bet you it's in your hands right now. That's the life we live. So when the metaverse comes out and it's popping and it's real and it's going, you know, I still remember 2006, guys. 2006, 2004. Well, 2004, 2006. 2006, I moved to California after being in the military for 5 years. And I come home and I'm here. And my cousins, everybody's talking. And I'm like, yeah, I'm on MySpace. They're like, MySpace? I said, yeah, man, I'm making my own page. I put up my own borders, my top 8. I put songs on the page. I'm building my own internet page. It was the craziest thing ever. It was amazing, guys. You would share it with people. Check out my MySpace. Check out my MySpace. It was the most popping thing ever. But you know what came out after that? The thing that came out and took over the world that still runs today? Facebook. And why is Facebook so more user-friendly? Why is Facebook just the platform that everyone uses? Trust me, I was reluctant. I said, man, I'm not going to Facebook. I waited like 5 years before I ever got to Facebook. And here's why. Because Facebook came second. Facebook did it right. Facebook took their time. They did everything that they weren't doing. You've seen the movie. You've seen the movie. And guess what, guys? That's Social Experiment. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. But Justin Timberlake. There you go. But these guys at Facebook, they're monsters now. They took over the whole globe. And no, I don't want GameStop to be this global monster and take over all your information. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just using the same business practice to say, hey, just because you're not first doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It means you can fix some things that you see that are not happening the right way. GameStop's in no rush to cross these T's and dot these I's. They literally are trying to get it right. And I'm happy for it. But if you would have known what Facebook was back in 2008, versus right now, wouldn't you invest your whole life in it? I would have if I would have known, but I didn't know. But I know GameStop. And how do I know GameStop? I study the shit out of it. I hang out with the right people. I surround myself with like-minded people. I'm not in an echo chamber, though. I let it come to me. I do. You're kidding? I have a brother who's an economics major who gives me shit every day about Blockbuster, JCPenney, Radio Shack, Circuit City, Toys R Us, all of it. And trying to get me to bend me and think and do this, and I'm just jabbing, and I'm just, oh yeah, let me hit you with this. Let me tell you this. And that's just how I come about it. Robinhood is down 29% this quarter. 29%. I don't even think they care. Their board of directors, their investors, their starters all made money. Because they made a mistake. You guys get that? Just like everyone else who shut down buying on GameStop, they've all profited off of this mistake on the market. This, by not letting it blow up, you have brought eyes to the subject. You have brought in new investors. You even to your own company where they were able to cash out. AMC has cashed out. All the board of directors, all the investors, all the people that have cashed out are making money. The only company that is not even holding hands with any of these others is GameStop. You don't see it in articles. You don't see it on TV. You don't see it anywhere. If you talk to a boomer, they look at you and go, nah. Show me the P&E. What's it times this? Shut up, bro. I'm forever. I'm forever because I did the homework. And if you do the homework, I'm happy you're here, guys. GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'm still here, millionaires.